Hello, I'm Ray Luna. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're already a subscriber. So today we are doing an October pick a card reading, so you can see what you can expect for the month ahead. So for our objects today, we have, for pile number 1, the Magician's Feathers and Twine. For pile number 2, we have the Love Potion. For pile number 3, we have some chicken's feet. And for pile number 4, we have the spine candle. So take your time and pause the video if you need to select the item that's resonating with you the most. And then head to the description to pick on the correlating timestamp for your reading. Hello, group number 1. So if you picked the Magician's Feathers and Twine, your first message is, in October, you're going to be feeling more ambitious. You're going to be manifesting and reaching goals that you set, all based on your own hard work and willpower. So you are going to be creating a lot, and like a magician, you're going to be resourceful and use everything at your disposal to reach your goals and desires in October. So your first card is the Crown, and your second card is the Mask. So with these two cards, your first card's very positive, and it kind of matches that magician vibe of having willpower and having ambition and doing everything you can to succeed and reach your goals and live your dreams. So you are advancing and going to be recognized more in October. You also will have more control over your life in general in October because of these actions you will be taking, because of you listening to your intuition on what to do next. That will help you have more control over everything that is happening in your life in October. But with the Mask, you will have to be careful and cautious as you are trying to work towards these goals and dreams. And as you are, you're using your willpower and ambition, you have a lot of drive. You have to be careful because there is some people around you who could be two-faced or wearing a mask. They could be lying to you about their intentions. They could be someone who is a friend, family member, someone you know, and you talk to them, you talk about what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to do, and they seem supportive and helpful and kind to you face to face, but behind your back, they could be doing things to sabotage you. They could be gossiping about you, making fun of you. There could be people who are putting on this front of being supportive when they're not really. And with the tarot cards that you have next, 8 of Swords, the Tower, and the World, with the 8 of Swords and the Tower, I feel there could be people around you who could be toxic, or maybe some people, if someone's very toxic, they might be called a narcissist. So there could be people like that around you in October. So this is just a warning to keep your guard up, that you are doing good, you're achieving, you have drive and ambition, but there's other people around you who might feel jealous of you and try to do things to prevent you from succeeding because they themselves are lacking, right? And with the 8 of Swords and the Tower, I feel in October you feel this situation, you could feel like you're stuck and things aren't moving forward. You might feel trapped, but with the 8 of Swords, oftentimes it talks about either you mentally think you can't do anything else, like you mentally feel stuck, like you're not purposely trying to make yourself victimized. It's just you are having a hard time seeing how you can get out of the situation. So but it often is temporary, or it's something that can be changed. It's just you're not able to see it. So I think in October, things will come to a climax with the situations involving people around you. With the Tower, I think things will kind of blow up and kind of finalize, and that situation will be cleared out or more will be revealed to you so that you know how to proceed forward. But the positive thing is with the world talks about fulfillment, completion. I often see it as achievement as well. So, and a completion of cycles sometimes too. So with this card, after all these other ones, I think this climax of the situation involving these other people or people around you making you feel stuck, as it comes to the end or a climax of it, you'll be relieved that it's over. You'll be fulfilled and more happy about it. You will kind of just be relieved overall that situation has ended, and you can kind of move on with your life and actually focus on what you want to achieve, because with the object, Magician's Feather and Twine, and then the Crown card, I feel you are headed for great things, and the other people around you, you know, they see the crown on your head and they don't like that for whatever reason. So I'm going to put down some more cards for you and see what else you can expect in October. Okay, and with these cards, we have King, Goddess, and Osiris, God King of Duat. So with these cards, you're definitely moving into a king position, meaning like you're going to have more control over your life in October. I feel you're going to have, you're going to be less opposed to taking risk. You're going to take more risk, and this is actually, I feel, being encouraged for you. It's like a king makes decisions that affect the whole kingdom, that affect the people under them. It's like you're your own leader, you're your own king. You have to make these decisions because it's going to affect your life in the long term. And if you are indecisive and not making a decision, things are just going to remain as they are, right? So you need to take risk in October and feel kind of empowered and emboldened by yourself. You know, you're the king. You can make these decisions and things will work out. You have to trust yourself and believe that you can have control and try to have control over your own life and what is happening. But with the Goddess card, I feel, have both strengths of masculine energy and feminine energy. So in October, this means you're going to be able to take these risks and decisions confidently and have control over your own life. But with the Goddess card, you're also going to accept things as they flow to you. If something doesn't work out, you will accept it and realize it's part of the process. And I also feel that in October, you'll feel good about yourself and you'll put effort towards your appearance as well. So it's like you have this balance of masculine and feminine energy, and is really shining for you in October. You have like the best of both worlds type of thing. And I feel other people will recognize that about you. Like, you're going to be very powerful because both sides of yourself will be balanced, and that will make you more of a charming and magnetic person. You're going to be learning when to take action and then when to pause or when to receive something or let things flow. And you also have that same king energy too with Osiris. So that keeps coming through. So I feel in October, again, it's like way more control over your life than you have previously have had. You'll be able to do more of what you want. More of it's based on your willpower, your ambition, you're making the decisions of what you want to happen next. So keep that in mind. That's the strongest message coming through for you. And with the Osiris card, you have commitment, acquisition, responsibility. You're going to be able to take more responsibility in October for what's going on in your life, which, like I said, you previously may not have had. But I think it's like maybe people are recognizing too, you are going to be moving into a greater position, a greater status, more money, more of a reputation socially. You'll be recognized. And again, that's why you have people that might be jealous around you or trying to sabotage you, or people who might be kind of shady around you. So be careful of that. But you are moving into something greater. You are having more control. You are having the ability to create your own kingdom, your own life, and start being in this energy where you're respected more. Like, people believe in you more, and you're gonna have more of like a presence. Like I said, you have that king and goddess energy. You're not just, smart and decisive. You're also like charming and alluring. You're all these different attributes into one. So you're going to be very powerful in October because of this. Osiris also mentions needing to take risk and be bold. And it also can talk about being on your own or being more of a leader for people who are, like lone wanderer type. So it could be in your life, you might feel alone or distance from others, but that is part of the process of you becoming more emboldened and more confident by yourself. So I'm going to put down your next set of cards for you. Okay, and so with these cards, you have media, easy does it, and then you have deception and let your friends help you. So with media, I can definitely see you working more with any type of media in October. And this card can also talk about social media and maybe needing to take a break from social media. If it's distressing you or causing you issues, maybe some of these jealous people around you, they're actually reaching you or finding out about you on social media. So that's something to consider. I also see with the media card, if you're being drawn to working in entertainment, or if you are in entertainment, there's going to be more opportunities opening up for you in that area. You could be thinking about starting a YouTube channel, working on your YouTube channel if you already have one, increasing the amount of time or content you're working on and you're putting out there. That is something that you could be doing in October. Building your brands relates to media as well. You also, again, like any type of entertainment, maybe some of you guys are watching this, if you do anything like acting or like creative arts, like singing, music, maybe if you are in that industry or wanting to work into it, this is a sign in October it's going to go well for you, and there's going to be opportunities for you in that area to expand and grow further. And as we've seen with all the cards that mention King, you're definitely going to be on top of your game. So maybe you're afraid of taking this risk or doing something like that, but this is saying you should take that risk and you should do that. And with easy does it, as I've already mentioned, sometimes with these two cards appearing next to each other, it could be saying easy does it on social media, again, if that's stressing you out, because again, with the media card, I can see you working a lot more with social media as well. That makes sense. It's just as you work more with social media, there could be more stress from it. And with easy does it, in relation to your career and finances, it's talking about everything you're doing, making progress, but it will be kind of like slow and steady wins the race, right? As that's mentioned on the card, things will come to you, but it's at more of a walk than a sprint or run, but it is developing. So keep developing what you have to in relation to money and career, especially if it relates to social media, entertainment. You could work, for instance, even with like marketing, writing, anything that has to do with like content on social media, I keep seeing. So just know that even if you're working with media, sometimes the progress with that, even if it's successful, it can take a while to show up. It can take a while before you build your brand and develop that. Okay, and with deception, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So in relation to your social and romantic relationships, someone, as we saw previously, you had the mask card, and then you have another card with someone wearing a mask, and it mentions a mask. There's people around you socially, or even with these cards romantically, that is lying to you or could be shady to you in October. So be aware of that. Be aware of people who might be hiding their intentions to get something from you. Maybe people see that you're doing well on social media, or you're kind of like leveling up in life and they want in on that. So these people could try to use deception or tactics to trick you into giving them more information than they deserve to have. So just be aware of that in October. Like, protect yourself and know you're on the right path. But even if you're on the right path, there's people who can come along and try to lead you astray. And then with let your friends help you, ask and accept support from others. So this is saying if you have people in your life that you already can trust, it might be best to be wary of others in October that are new. This doesn't mean you can't socialize or you can't make new friends. It's just saying be aware of them. And maybe one of your friends in the friend group you already have, or someone in your social circle that you're already talking to, maybe they mention they pick up something weird with someone who's trying to talk to you, like romantically, or a new friend. Like, someone's picking up on something and they tell you. So just be aware that your friends could be telling you information that could help you about other people. And maybe you want to write it off initially, but just note it down and be aware. Just be cautious in your interactions with new people in October, and be cautious of people telling you information if you think they're jealous, or if there seems to be a weird feeling around it, like intuitively you feel a vibe, try to trust that. And if you're spending time with people you already know, like friends you already have, you should also be aware of them. But I think there is someone there who is genuinely your friend and will help you when picking out these people who they also think are being deceptive and harmful to you. So I'm going to put down your final set of cards to get any last insights for you for your October. Okay, and with these cards you have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon, and then you have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So with these cards, it's basically a message of you, once again, needing to take risks, needing to not be afraid of doing more and putting yourself out there. You have that message a couple times, putting yourself out there. I can also see that with the king too. Like, the king is usually publicly known, supported by people. So that's another reason why you keep getting that king message, is because when you're putting yourself out there more, taking more risk, you're going to get recognized more, and that's going to give you more opportunities in money and social relationships, right? But with nothing is yet set in stone, everything is flexible, everything is changing, nothing is permanent. So I feel this relates to your comfort zone and needing to take risk. Maybe you're afraid that by stepping out of your comfort zone or taking a risk, it's going to be like the wrong one, or it's going to be the wrong choice or move you in a way that doesn't make sense or doesn't work. But with nothing is yet set in stone, if you make a mistake, you can always choose again. You can always take another risk that changes your path. So it's telling you not to worry about that in October and try to trust yourself. Try to trust your gut. Try to let things float. If it doesn't work, you can always try again. Overall, these two cards are about kind of facing your fears in October and getting over that fear and just taking the steps and putting yourself out there and knowing that it will lead you to a better life. So that was your reading for October. If you liked it, please like the video and consider subscribing, as I make monthly pick-a-cards often, and I'll do other readings as well. So I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, group number 2. So you picked the love potion, and the message with the love potion is needing to focus more on self-care in October, needing to evaluate how you treat yourself in October. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you taking time and effort to protect your energies? It also can talk about in relation to other people. You may or want the affection of other people in October, but it is a fine line between wanting affection and being obsessed, right? That's what you get with the love potion. People might use a love potion to get affection from someone else, but it actually might make that person obsessed, or it could be a negative connection forms because of that. So this is asking you to evaluate if you're taking time to care for yourself and if you're trying to give yourself love rather than focusing on external love, external affection that you may or may not be able to receive depending on how other people are treating you. It's also telling you or asking you to evaluate how you're connecting with other people. Do they bring you joy? Are they good in your life? Or do they bring lots of negativity and suffering? And are you keeping them around just because you want to have like love and affection in your life, but it may or may not really be positive or positive love and affection? So with your first card, you have the candle and then you have the scissors. So with these two cards, in October, I feel a lot of situations or issues will come to light for you. You'll be able to see things more clearly. And if you're feeling more disconnected from other people and situations, you're going to understand why in October. That message is coming through for you very strongly because right with the scissors, right next to the candle, I can think of that as cutting away things that don't work for you anymore. Getting rid of what is not needed, what is not necessary. You're cutting things out of your life now that you have clarity and you can see they don't work anymore. So I can see this as like, cutting out a job that's not working for you, changing your job, some type of transition, cutting out friends or a romantic relationship that's toxic and is hurting you. You're trying to fix what in your life you're seeing as a problem in October, and you're going to be just kind of reevaluating your life in October and trying to plan and shift things around. With the scissors too, there's also the message of like crafting and being more creative and artistic. So I can also see that for you as well, doing more creative activities or hobbies to clear your headspace. But I also take it literal too with the scissors, as in it's your project, your creative project to clean up the things in your life that's not working, right? And so for your tarot cards, you have Page of Cups, Five of Swords, and Judgment. So with the Page of Cups, it can talk about your emotions, creative energy. So again, I feel that creative energy once again, focusing on what you can do to foster and grow your own emotions, what you can do to improve your relationship with yourself that keeps coming through. I feel you're going to be more sensitive in October. Your emotions are going to be highlighted to you. And that's probably why, you felt maybe drawn to the love potion. Is that your own emotions are crucial in October. You have to focus on them. So what activities and hobbies or creative pursuits will help give you positive emotions? That is something you should focus on in October. And with 5 of Swords and Judgment, with the 5 of Swords, I feel there's some sort of conflict going around you. And with Judgment, I feel like you're having this realization or awakening that you don't really want to deal with it anymore. So like I said, it's like cutting out that situation or people or person that's causing issues for you. I feel like you're kind of realizing this now, whereas before, maybe you couldn't see it. Maybe you couldn't fully pick up on it. But now that you keep feeling this 5 of Swords energy, this conflict, this issue or anxiety, like something's negative there, right? In relation to the situation, other people, you're realizing that and wanting to change things. You're wanting things to be fresh with Judgment. You're wanting, a new situation, a new life story for yourself. You don't want to deal with the same like toxic, jagged, unnecessary competitive energy. And that's what I pick up with the 5 of Swords. In October, you're going to be looking for ways to move past these old energies, this negative energy, and you're going to be looking at ways to foster your own emotions back to health. And you're going to be looking for ways that you can change your life with this new awakening you're having in October. So I'm going to put down your next set of cards for you. Okay, so with these cards, you have Detective, Scribe, and Neeks. So it's interesting because the first 2 cards, it kind of makes me think of you finding out information through detective-like work, or, hearing rumors and then you're writing it down or keeping a mental note of it, keeping track of it, and kind of holding on to that information so you know what's going on. But all of this kind of seems secretive to me, or like hidden messages. And with the goddess Neeks, she's the goddess of the night, and her card is mentioning secrets, vigilance, subterfuge. So it's like with the first card you had, the Candle, there is stuff being brought to light to you, secrets revealed in October. But I feel with the Detective card and Scribe, you are keeping note of the secrets being revealed to you, but maybe you feel like guilty for keeping track of what you think could be someone lying to you, or you could feel guilty about thinking this way or doing this because you feel like it's shady. But I feel like in October, it's kind of a way of protecting yourself, because by you being aware that someone may be lying to you, keeping track of it, writing it down, it could be like you're keeping your mental sanity by knowing, hey, I know this person's lying. I literally wrote down what they said to me, or I have a text message from them. I think that with Scribe, like receiving a text message that reveals information to you about someone or a situation, it's kind of protecting yourself when you're keeping this information, because, I don't know, it's like you have that intuitive feeling that things aren't right. These secrets are being revealed to you in October, and if you need to track it or investigate it, even if you feel guilty by it, I think this is kind of the universe telling you it's okay in this case, because you're not doing it to be evil, or you're not doing it to harm others. You're doing it to protect yourself. You want to know, is this person really telling me the truth? Is this situation real? Is it legit? I feel like you're doing a lot of this because your intuition's telling you something's wrong. to keep track of things, and be aware that, secrets are going to come out to you in October about people and situations that it will really change your perspective. It will reveal what people or, the situations involved, what is really going on with them. So be aware of that. So I'm going to put down your next set of cards for you. Okay, so for these first cards, you have Risk and Planner. So this is interesting how Planner appears, and then you have Scribe. So you have a lot of messages or information you're going to have to write down or keep track of in October. Or if something you hear, even if you wouldn't normally write it down, this is kind of a message, like, write that down. If you hear something you feel weird or different about it, like that intuitive feeling, write it down. You are going to have to do this a lot in October. You're going to have to keep track of a lot of information in October. And this isn't just with like your personal, like social relationships or, your day-to-day situation. It's also with career. You're going to have to make lots of plans in October. You're going to have to keep track of things. I also feel with Planner appearing as a money and career related card, and then previously having Detective and Scribe, it's possible you could be literally looking for work as someone who does detective work, like private investigator, police, criminal, forensic, something like that, because that keeps appearing, but it's not always metaphorical. It can be very literal sometimes, the messages. So it could be, you could take the risk and go into this new field for a job. So this is an encouraging message that you should take that risk. You just have to plan and keep track of things because, well, if you're going to go into that career field, you're going to have to do that a lot on the job anyway. So it's kind of like preparation for that. But I also can see this with you are evaluating your situation, right? And you're understanding you have to take risk with your job and career, and you need to make plans, different plans. If, the literal message of being a detective or some type of, investigative work doesn't relate to you in the career sense. But I definitely feel in October, you're going to be investigating and writing things down to get clarity about what's happening in your life. That message, regardless of whatever field you work in, is coming through. But it could also be, like I said, with Risk and Planner, you might just need to take more risk and plan more with your career in October because it will set you on a course that's going to be much better for you. For your romance cards and social cards, you have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And then you have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So I think in October, your focus won't really be new romantic love, which is funny because, you picked the love potion, but I feel the message is a little bit opposite of that. You think like, okay, you're going to have, many more partners coming in or something like that. But no, it's not like that. It's actually telling you to focus on yourself, giving yourself love. So with finances and career, it could be trying to direct you that before the issues in your love life resolve, or before you have all of these new relationships or chances to develop new romantic relationships, you really have to focus on your financial situation. You have to figure out your career situation first, but that's why you have, taking a risk and planner. You need to get that down first in October before this other area can fully develop, because whatever you're trying to do next in romance is directly related to finances and career. Maybe you'll have a new romantic relationship based on like you meet each other at the job or the new career you're going to go into, or whatever next steps with that, you'll meet them as you're taking action on those plans. So that is a message for you. And then with past life relationship, you have known each other before. I kind of feel like this is a potential for maybe like in October, someone you used to have a relationship, like an ex, could reach out to you in October. And maybe that's why you have like the detective and secrets. Like maybe this person, you need to not go with them. Like you need to cut them off potentially. You know, like you judge the situation according to the information that comes to you. But I feel like someone from your past that you had a relationship with, like an ex, is going to reach out to you or try to get into contact with you in October. And like maybe you're having clarity about that, about I really don't need this. I've dealt with this before. So be aware of past people, of, you know, your exes coming back in October. I'm going to put down your last set of cards to get any additional information for you in October. Okay, so you have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer, and then you have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So with these cards, for the first one, I feel this is a message that in October, you should focus on you and your loved ones. You should focus on how to improve your relationship with them and yourself. That keeps coming through. Like, even though like it's a love potion you chose, it's like you're taking the love potion to be in love with yourself and, you know, what is around you. So I think that's kind of an interesting message. And something that I encountered when shuffling the cards for your pile, it was actually very hard for me to shuffle them and feel that like the cards I pulled were right. So I'd pull them and like, this doesn't feel right. So I kept shuffling and shuffling, or I kept being interrupted when trying to shuffle them. So with that being said, I think if you chose, you know, this pile, you should really focus on balancing your energies and getting things, you know, more level in your life, more calm, because there's this like this crazy energy, this chaotic energy I felt when shuffling this pile. And while a lot of the messages, they're about like, you know, secrets, things coming to light, that's potentially related to that. It could be chaotic or like, you know, stressful or crazy. But I wanted to mention that because it's just a weird thing I encountered when, you know, shuffling the cards for this pile. So be aware that your energy can kind of be scattered and fragmented right now. But in October, you're going to have more of a chance to balance that out. But it's something you're going to encounter. Like if you're a little like all over the place in October, don't be alarmed. I think it's just part of the process of you needing to balance that energy out, as you have that old energy needing to leave with, you know, the scissors cutting things out. But then you have all this new energy coming in, and this self-love energy, and trying to find out the truth of the matter, what's going on with the, you know, everything in your life. So this other energy is going to come in and replace that. And we see that with conclusions are within reach. The situation will end. And October is just the situation. There's something you have to deal with to get to that end, right? Things will be revealed, but it will eventually end. And I think you're kind of like done with whatever situation is going around, because it seems like it's a lot of drama, a lot of difficulty in October. But I think this is part of it for it to end. And so you don't have to deal with this drama anymore. And I also want to mention one last thing. You're protected too. With Cancer, you see the crab, it has a shell. Anytime this card appears, just know you're protected and you're being allowed to focus on yourself and focus on your self-growth so you can have every area of your life be better for you. So that was your October reading. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing. I make monthly pick-a-cards pretty much every month unless something happens where I'm not able to upload. But I hope to see you in another video. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So you have chosen chicken's feet, and the message with chicken's feet for you in October is protection. you'll be protected in October. Anyone who considers themselves to be your enemy and sends negative energy to you, it will be reflected back to them. And anyone in particular who has stolen from you, it will be revealed. Your enemies will be exposed. And with chicken's feet as well, there is the message of kind of guarding and protecting yourself from these enemies as well. So with your first cards, you have the bouquet and the tomb. So with the first card in October, I can see you potentially receiving a gift or people being more kind to you, showing you more affection than they previously have, can maybe compared to the previous month even. And I can also see it as a reflection of happier times, happier moments in your past. And with the tomb also talks about some remembrance and remembering things in the past. So with these two together, I think in October you might spend more time reflecting on nostalgic memories, things that make you feel nostalgic. You could be remembering old times with family and friends you haven't had contact with in a while. And a more literal interpretation of these two cards I also can see for you in October is possibly bringing flowers to a grave of a friend or family member who has previously passed on. So you could visit their grave and bring flowers there to feel closer to them. And that also can kind of trigger these old memories and you thinking of the past that was nostalgic. And with the tomb, I also can see this as certain situations ending, but this is endings that bring you more freedom in October. Things that are heavy or hard to deal with are ending in October, so you can have more freedom and happiness later on. And then for your tarot cards, you have 10 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So with these cards, I can see what you think of mentally can bring you lots of success and victory in October. And with the 10 of Cups, you can see this is a card of happiness and success. This is a card of feeling happy at home. So I think with the Ace of Swords, you're thinking of ways to be happier at home. You're thinking of ways to feel happier in general, and you're going to have success with this. I also can see you having new ideas on what you want to do next in relation to creativity and independence. We can see that with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands can talk about being strong, being independent, following kind of your own path in October. So I think with the Ace of Swords, you're trying to think of an actual way to do that. You're kind of in the state where you're taking action, but it's like written down and planning it. You haven't actually went out and took the action yet. You're thinking about what you're going to do. And whatever you're thinking about doing is going to lead to more happiness and success for you in relation to your home and relation to yourself. So 10 of Cups is like the home and family. And then the Queen of Wands is, yourself and your own independent personal goals and ambition. And then the Ace of Swords is like your mind, your brain, your mental ability to think of all these different things you want to do with both. So that will be a focus for you in October, is thinking mentally of what you're going to do next. So I'm going to put down my next set of cards for you. Okay, for your cards here, you have Martyr, Hedonist, and the Exile, Forsaken Soldier. So with the first card and the third card, the Martyr and then the Exile, I feel that you have previously sacrificed a lot of yourself to help other people. So you did a lot of work of giving yourself to other people, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You give so much to people to help them, but this has kind of taken a toll on you. In October, you will feel this, you'll recognize this. So with the Hedonist card, it's kind of asking you, instead of giving to other people so they can enjoy pleasures, you should be giving to yourself in October and care about yourself in October so you can receive more pleasure, more joy. You can kind of regain your energy and kind of feel whole or new again. So it's asking you to not sacrifice as much of yourself in October, but to try to give to yourself more. You can enjoy pleasures. Don't be so much of a martyr or like the exile, giving so much of yourself, you don't know yourself anymore. So other people can enjoy themselves. Like, give more to yourself in October. I also want to mention that you can kind of feel like you have failed in some way, or you kind of feel like traumatized because of how much yourself you have previously given. Like, you need to recover from this, and that's why you have to give more to yourself. The exile card talks about someone who might have failed or didn't succeed with something because even if they're like smart, they're intelligent, they have all the skills to succeed, they are not able to find their way. They lost themselves. So it's like, you need to do this so you can become yourself again. So you can be more whole in October. You feel more complete. So I'm going to put down your next set of cards for you to see what else is coming for you in October. Okay, so for your first two cards, you got animals, and then the people you spend the most time with shape who you are. So career and money-wise, it's possible with your career you could be working with animals, or maybe you're thinking about doing a role that works with animals, and this is encouraged. But I also think, just not career-wise, like personally, it might be a good idea if you have pets to spend time with them, or maybe think about adopting an animal. I feel, or like spending time with someone else's animal. If you know someone who has pets, I feel like being around animals in October will be very healing for you. Something about animals will help you kind of feel like energized and refreshed. And again, like the people you spend the most time with shape who you are. I feel like this is kind of cautioning you to choose who you're spending time with carefully in October. Like, if you don't want to go someplace with someone, like, you kind of should just listen to that. If you don't feel comfortable doing things with certain people, you don't have to do that. I feel like this might be a month where you're kind of more reclusive. It feels like maybe that's why the message about spending time with animals is coming through, because you might not be spending time with humans, but maybe you're kind of getting that like social feeling from the animals you're with. And animals tend to be less judgmental than people, so it can kind of, I don't know, just make you feel safe in a way that sometimes being with, people doesn't make you feel like. And then for your romance and social cards, you have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And then you have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So with these cards too, they kind of feel like, honeymoon and retreat. A honeymoon is a type of retreat. So it's like getting away from everything and kind of having a break to yourself. Obviously, like if you're in a relationship and it's like long term, I don't think you're getting away from that, but you could just be spending time with this person, and maybe like your pet or your animal at home, kind of like your month will be more chill, maybe more so being at home, or as I mentioned like earlier, maybe going to like a graveyard or something. Like graveyards, they're pretty chill. There's people, they might like walk through them, or they're just visiting the graves. You know, it's very like calm, like peaceful place, right? So you could, that could be part of the retreat. You might be going someplace you find calm and relaxing, and where there's not a lot of people. But I feel, again, like this reclusive energy, being more to yourself, being careful who you're spending time with. But this is like, this month is allowing you to kind of regain your strength. It's allowing you to have your Ace of Swords moment, like allowing you to think of those thoughts, allowing you to think of things you want to pursue outside of other people. And it's funny too, I found out we are in a retrograde period. I think it lasts until October 1st, but when I'm filming this, it's still like September, right? So I think it makes sense because not just you, but pile 1, pile 2, they have there's certain messages that are similar without throughout all the piles, but there might be, you know, a little difference in nuance, obviously, because, you know, different people are watching each pile. But that's just something to keep in mind, that even if that period is ending, you still might want to spend more time to yourself, as that seems to be a common message, like repairing yourself and healing yourself, avoiding external sources so you can do the things you're meant to do. But I'm going to put down your last messages to get some more insight into anything you have to know for October. Okay, so you have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn, and then you have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So I feel that in this October is basically things are kind of ending, and with your previous card, you also got the Tomb. So maybe this is also in relation to that. There is an end here, so you can be more free later on, once again. And with the end of a tough cycle, that's why you're probably going to be more to yourself in October, is that you are preparing for this. And I feel like you're just trying to recharge your energy, because it feels like you have sacrificed a lot to help other people, and you allowed other people to have joy and pleasure, but by over-sacrificing yourself, you kind of have, your cup is empty. So now this is a time for you to recover, and, you know, you're protected by the universe, so you can do that. And again, you have, you know, the Ace of Swords talking about that mental energy. And then you have this card, meditate and contemplate. It's like focusing on your mental thoughts, things you can create with your mind. A lot of what you're thinking now in October will help you later on, but you're in this process of healing and spending time with yourself and reflecting on everything you've been through, and trying to, you know, take care of yourself instead of overgiving yourself, so you can do what you have to do to achieve your own goals, and, you know, make it so your own life is, you know, full of joy, happiness, and not just other people's. But so this month is a little bit more chill for you, but just know you're protected. And if anyone is trying to do anything funny towards you, it will go back to them, and you should just focus on, you know, rest and recovery for the month of October. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, consider subscribing. I make monthly pick-a-cards every month, unless, you know, something crazy happens and I can't upload. But I hope to see you in another video. Bye. Hello, group number 4. So you picked the spine candle, and the message with the spine candle is needing to defend yourself in October, standing up for yourself, having more of a spine in October as a literal meaning, right? You're going to have to stand up for yourself, stand up for your beliefs, and kind of just believe in yourself against people who aren't believing in you and are doubting you. But For your first cards, you have the quill and the anchor. So with the quill, you are making progress in October on any projects you have, especially if they're new ones that you're just starting in October, as previous projects are closing up for you. And you are creatively working on solving your problems and working on projects themselves that involve creativity, that involve effort. You are going to have a lot of chances to be creative this October. And with the anchor, you are moving at a steady rate towards success and towards stability. Everything you are doing is meant for you to be more grounded, and you are moving towards that in October. I also think with the anchor too, along with the spine candle, it's like you need to be kind of stubborn or more anchored with your way of being against other people, because other people might be trying you this month in October. Everyone got that message, I feel. I think it's just, the way the planets are aligned or whatever. There might be some people trying to push you or give you problems. So make sure you're steady and you're grounded in your approach. And don't let other people push you around. Be anchored. And then for your tarot cards, you have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. And with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, you are being urged to use your mind, use your intellect. I also see this as you being seen as more independent in October, like more independent than you previously have been. People are going to see you more by yourself in that energy. I can see that especially with the Queen of Swords. She is quite independent. She also can be seen as like distant sometimes, or stoic even. So you might be having more of those traits yourself in October, the way other people see you. I can also see with the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, two of these swords cards. I feel like your words, you might be more like cut and dry, not as like diplomatic with your speech, right? You're just getting to the point. You're kind of telling people, hey, like screw off if they're bothering you. Like you're kind of being encouraged to do that. You're being encouraged to be like more rough and more tough, more that you're not dealing with it anymore, okay? I feel that energy. If someone is bothering you, you're gonna, with the Knight of Swords, you might impulsively, use your words, use your like mental ability to tell them directly. And then that kind of gives people the impression of you like the Queen of Swords, kind of distant, to herself independent. They might think of you like that. But I think it's for a good reason, not bad. Other people might not perceive it positively, but I think this is a way of protecting yourself in October. So it'll be interesting how this unfolds for you. And the Ten of Wands, with the Ten of Wands, I feel you are overburdened and kind of like you are doing a lot, so you might be tired in October. But maybe this is also why your behavior is changing to be more cut and dry, and just kind of, you're not really caring as much because you probably are just tired. And I think that can make you more like moody. But like I said, in this case, I feel like it's meant to be that way. You have a lot to focus on, and you're not going to want to play games with people, even if people are trying to play games with you in October. So I'm going to put down some more cards for you to get more insight into your October for you. Okay, and with these cards, we have Victim, Servant, and Hathor, Mistress of Harmony, Meditation, Communication, and Culture. Mediation. So with the first two cards, See, this is what is funny. I keep getting this message of like, I know you need to be like meaner, not like to victimize other people, but to protect yourself, because it seems other people in October are trying to make you a victim, right? There's other people trying to say things about you, send negative energy towards you. And with, both these cards, victim and servant, it kind of makes me think of Cinderella and how, she has the evil stepmom and evil stepsisters, and she's kind of bossed around, even though when you see Cinderella, she is nice and kind, and she probably tolerates too much of the evil stepsisters and stepmothers, attitude, behavior, everything they're doing. But at the same time, she kind of feels trapped, right? So she might not be able to act. But I feel with you, you're getting the message of needing to stand up against people like this so you're not victimized further. They're telling you, you need to, with your words, to express very strongly to these people to back off. Bark at them, say something, do something, to protect yourself. And with the servant, I feel like this is a similar archetype to the victim, because if you're a servant, it might not always be your choice. If you're victimized, it's not always your choice of being victimized. People can just be people. And that means having negative traits of, harassing people sometimes. But with the servant, I can also see that as having to do a lot of work too, like the 10 of Wands energy. You could be just spreading yourself thin with a lot of the work you're doing. And it is possible, maybe there's times you need to take less work. And if you take less work, you'll be able to not be as overburdened, right? So if there are chances for you to take a break, I also think it's suggesting to you to take that break so you can recover and protect yourself in that way and not be spread so thin. But I also think it's like, have the message of like, the Cinderella thing, like people trying to make you their servant, people trying to say negative things to you. And we can see with Hathor, the goddess, you need to communicate to them. No, you need to be very strong with your communication and cut those people off when they're trying to do that. You're encouraged to do that very strongly in October. And another message with Hathor is she is also about like culture, like song, dance. So this could be encouraging you to have more joy in October where you can, so you're not as overburdened. Focus on, like I just said, song, dance, like music, something related to culture that is just fun and happy, and will kind of make you not think of these people who are trying to victimize you, or make you not think about, all that work you have to do. It gives you a break. It's like a refresher from all that. So I'm going to put down your next set of cards for you. Okay, and with these cards, we have Ask for Help, Investment. So in October, you could feel kind of overwhelmed financially. I feel you might be wondering what to do in terms of, your money saved. Maybe you don't have a lot of money saved. So you might be thinking about asking for help. This could be a financial advisor, a friend who's good with money, or, someone who just knows a lot about finances. Or even it could be something like watching YouTube videos on tips, like how to budget and save money. I feel like you are saving money, because with the investment card, you obviously need money saved to try to invest. So I think you're looking for ways so you can save more money, so you can eventually put that in investments and eventually have that money grow so that you feel less financially burdened in October. But for Ask for Help, I also get a message. This might not be for everyone, but it's possible. Maybe you could move in with someone, or your living situation could change in relation to your finances. Like maybe you move in with another person, or like you move home, something like that. But it's in relation to your finances. It's because of the finances. Like you want to save more money, so you're willing to collaborate with someone so that you both can save money, something like that. So that's just for some people, but I wanted to mention that because I keep feeling that message. And I also think it could be not just related to like finances or career. You might just need to be asking for help, like if you're overburdened, as we've seen with the 10 of Wands. If there's people around you can trust and you need their help, you should ask for help. Don't feel, oh, I can't burden this person and ask them to do this. You are being called to ask for help and not do everything yourself. You know, like a servant, you are meant to ask people for help. If you feel called to do that in October, you should do that. And for your romance and social cards, you have flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others, and then you have express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So I feel that in October, you could go on like dates with many people. I feel this will help you be more relieved, like your romantic relationships in October, or your social relationships in terms of like romance. They will help you feel like more lighthearted, more open. I also feel like with express your love, there could be someone you're interested in, and that could actually be developing into a relationship, like a more serious relationship, and last more long term, as it feels like you and the other person will both have interest in each other. You both will want to pursue each other. And then if you are someone who's already in a relationship, I think it will still apply to you, like the many dates. You'll go on many dates with the person you're already in a relationship with, but this feels more like a single person to me. That's why, you have flirt and then express your love. Like you're going to have more people that you can have a relationship with come to you, but you're actually interested in them in October. And I think this part of your life in October, like with these cards, I feel like more relieved compared to the other ones. So I think, this is something that's going to be a source of relief for you in October. So I'm going to put down the last set of cards I have for you. Okay, and with these cards, you have nothing will come of this situation, void of course, moon, and then have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. So with nothing will come of this situation, I feel like this is talking about the situation you're feeling like a victim, or you're kind of being made into like, a Cinderella. I feel like this is talking about that situation. Like maybe you are in a situation you're being more passive because you're afraid like there's going to be consequences towards you that will negatively affect you. And that's why you're holding yourself back or being passive. Maybe you just don't want to give in to like the pettiness and the drama. But with this message, I feel like it's encouraging you again, like speak up. Don't be passive, be a little bit aggressive where you need to be, because nothing's going to come of this situation. It doesn't matter if these people who are treating you bad, if you're also treating them like, nice, trying to avoid it. No, nothing's going to come of it. They're not going to change. You need to be abrasive to them back. That's the message I feel. I feel that very, very strongly. So don't even think about like, oh, maybe if I stand up for myself, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. That's negative to me. No, anything that will happen, it will just be kind of a shock to those people. They'll be surprised, kind of like they'll feel like a slap in the face because they're surprised that you're standing up for yourself. So you should stand up for yourself. And again, nothing's going to come of that situation. It will end, and those people will learn not to mess with you. So with the next card, have faith in your dreams. I think with the current situations around you, it's kind of like drama. A lot of like everyone seemed to have a little bit drama going on in their piles besides like one. So I would just, take your time and, think about what you want to do, not, these other people trying to harass you or make you feel less than. Because if anything, it's just a reflection of themselves onto you. It's not you. It's not your energy that they're sending back to you. You should feel encouraged with your dreams, and you should not give up. This is a message of not giving up. Don't give up. Keep having faith. And you might be in a situation where it's like, it looks like your dreams or what you want can never come true, but that isn't true. It's like behind the scenes, the universe and, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, behind the scenes, they're doing work to help you get to that place you need. And, with the ask for help card, maybe you need to ask the universe for help too. If you don't have a lot of people you can rely on, maybe you need to ask your spirit guides for help or signs to encourage you in October. But with this card, it's usually just encouraging you that your dreams are possible regardless of, the negative situations, making you feel mentally, this isn't going to happen because, there's all these situations around you. It's kind of draining. So you think, how is that possible? But it is possible. So that was your October pick a card reading. I hope you liked it. I know it was a little crazy, but I'd rather relay the information to you so you can be prepared than go in unknown. So if you liked it, please consider liking the video and subscribing, as I make monthly readings usually. And I hope to see you in another video. Bye.